Okay, y'all. Start the Coin Hunter here. Today is Thursday. I decided last week to start doing this again. Everybody has change in their car, and I got a bunch right here. I don't look at it. I just throw it into a can or something. At the end of each week, I pull it out. I go through it. I decided to go back to do what I call the car change report. What's in my car? Hopefully nobody don't figure out where I live at. That might change. So basically what I did, and actually I'm going to do this. Just get rid of some glare on the screen. Give me 1 second. I'm going to turn off the overhead light. Now I got 6 rows of pennies I have to go through. Then we'll be done with that box of customer wrapped. And I'll show y'all something in a little bit. So basically what I do, I just sort everything out by quarters into one pile, nickels into a pile, pennies, so on down the line. And then I go through them. And what do I look for? Well, I look for any type of die chips, errors, doubling, anything like that on the coins. Old coins. Now I know I've got weeks in the past. In fact, I think I saw when I was dumping out this change onto the table. Now we do have a wheat cent already. Let's see, let me readjust it. The lens, there we go. So one side's got some damage onto it. The stalks are not as detailed as they should be. We got 52S. Okay. I'm going to put that one over off to the side. And what I'm going to do is, see all the quarters together? That's a nickel. Another nickel. Now, because the pennies are the cheapest thing, I went and picked up just a book for the wheat cents only. It's a Warman's. I like that one because it puts all the wheat cents into one binder. I'll show it to y'all in another video. If you go back to when I first started doing the videos, you'll see what book I'm talking about. You have to go way back, almost 2 years. So we're going to go through all this here in just a second. I did see some nice looking quarters, which will probably be upgrades in my quarter books at my house. Nice bright and shiny ones. What I don't keep will be going back to the bank tomorrow. And that should be... Ooh, that's zinc rock. That might not go to the machine. In fact, I know I got some zinc rock coins. Now, one thing I did do is, this is a Roosevelt dime, and it's pretty gnarly looking. I do have some books called Dirty Dimes. So that one I would definitely be keeping for that book. So we're going to start off with the pennies. Shouldn't take too long to go through these pennies. Because I only got one book, right in the new book I picked up today, and that's the wheat cent book. I'm taking everything. Let's see how many rows I got left. Yeah, so I got 6 rows of pennies left, I think. I may be missing a row. I want to double check the book here in a little bit. I'm just going to get these out. Don't have to worry about them. So let's go ahead and go to the pennies. And if there's any copper, I would keep the copper. 92. This will be a zinc. 82 is a transitional year for the zinc and copper. You have some copper and some zinc. 83 was the first forerunner of zinc cents. So I'm having to shoot long ways across this desk. Okay, 2017. It's not the double die. You can usually tell by the thickness in the Y on this branch and a T in the letters, but this is not one of them. Actually, I found one last night. It's WDDO 004. Go to Wexler's double dies, and you can look up there's a list of different varieties. One thing you're looking for on the back of these planchets, or the coins themselves, are cracks in the pennies. You also find cracks on the quarters, nickels, and dimes. I think these are more susceptible to the cracking because they're zinc, the thin copper coating. If you scrape hard enough with your thumb, you can actually take the copper coating off the coin and get zinc. I would not recommend doing that. So 85 Denver. Now there are RPMs on these coins all the way up to 1989. More prevalent in the wheat cents than in the early memorial cents versus the later memorial cents. So we had wheat cents from 1909 to 1958. 59 was the first year of the memorial. Okay, see, that looks awful thin to me. And that is a Philly. I'm going to keep that as a compare, see if I come across another one. I really like to see what the actual font's supposed to look like. See how thick the 22 is? Somebody said it's normal, but I don't think so. What you're looking for in the date is this to be stretched out. I got two videos where I found two coins. I found 2011 double die. I've got some minor ones. And recently, a couple months ago, I found a 2015 double die. And that's all been videoed. So, no, normal, 2017 Philly. Okay, that's the 21 Denver. See how much thinner that font is? So I'm wondering, is that a mint error because it's too thin? Or is this a mint error, this is a Denver because it's too thick? There's another copper coin. Yep, 1968 Denver. Got some junk on it, but I keep the copper coins. A pound is worth about 8 cents, I think. I don't know what it is now. You can look that up. 84. This will be a zinc. What I'm looking on the back of these for are die cracks, and that's just dirt on the corners, going from rim to rim to the corners of the buildings. Or the corner of the buildings to the rim. We got several videos on that. In fact, I'm working on getting ready to do another video. You can find die cracks on the reverse. I've actually found a big old die chip on the shell right up in there when I first started back into coin collecting. There's another 92. So I may go 1, 2 die cracks in a box, and sometimes I may get as many as 10 to 12 in a box on the memorial building. And the reason why you want to check the head is sometimes you can get a die crack that runs right up to here, and they call those spike heads. Got one weedy. And while I do it, I will pause the video. See, that's a 22. I think that's 21, huh? I'm going to see if I can find a better example. Should be getting a actual box of rolled pennies tomorrow and not customer wrap. Even though the customer wrap ones have brought me 3 steel cents in 2 weeks. I looked at that. We got one of each mint. And because I don't have the room to do this live, see that 2016 looks awful thin. I want to compare that to some elements when I come across them. $82, you want to weigh 82s out, and I have a scale. It doesn't go, it goes to the 0.1. This is my scale here, so I'll weigh it up. Yeah, it's 3.1, so that is a copper. So we got 2 coppers out of that bunch. This is all nasty and green. That's zinc rot. No use in searching that one. It's amazing how dirty these 22s are, and I'm pulling some 95s out. They're a lot nicer. That's it on the pennies. So let's see. How many pennies was that? We got 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 28, 29 pennies in there. Let's do everybody's least favorite coin to hunt. I like hunting. I like finding die chips on the dimes. I've been doing that since I got back into coin collecting. 23 Denver. What we're looking for is the 24 Denvers. They are considered a low mintage compared to previous population reports of other years. Now, even if I find something, I'm going to keep it because this is just a nasty looking coin. Nothing there. There's an 89 Philly. Now, the Philadelphia Mint was not put on coins until World War II, and they put them on the war nickels. Those are 35% silver. From 42 to 45. They put the P Mint mark on, ooh, this is a nice 85 by looking at on the Susan B. Anthony dollar in 79, and in 80 they start putting on all the coins except for the penny. One time you see it on the penny will be a 2017 Philly. You know, I had the Philadelphia Mint mark on that penny to celebrate the 250th 200th birthday of the Philadelphia Mint. So that's the only time you'll see it on there. The only time, and then it did a W on the 2016 dime, and I think the 2019 pennies. I don't remember exactly. I have my books here to verify that. But they did do the W Mint mark on those pennies, just like they did the quarters for the 2019-2020, which on that, in 2020, look for the B75, B75, for the 75th anniversary of the victory of the end of World War II. Those will be in the National Park quarters. And like the back quarter, look at that. They got a die chip here and there. Here. Nothing, a little something on the crease of the lip. Nothing on the nose. Nice little die chip here on the olive branch. Nothing else. Always check your letters. We'll definitely be keeping that one. Oh. Something going on right there, but I don't know what the heck that is. Got some post-mint damage on his head, so it's not well worth keeping this one. That's going back to the bank. So now we're going to do nickels. So this is the design they took on in 2006 after the Westward Journey series. This is a Denver Mint. Rarely do you ever find anything on Denver Mint coins, other than maybe full steps. In 2008 Philly. Got a little die chip right up in there. Yep, that's just rim damage. What we're looking here on the side, the buildings are die chips known as beehives. Once I get back in my house, I'll be doing a website dedicated to beehives, and that will include all coins that have buildings with die chips on them. One of them is the Harper's Ferry has die chips on the top of the building. Nothing there. This is the Denver. It's pretty much shot. You ain't gonna find much on there. That is post-mint damage. That is not a die chip. Now that is let's see. This is Philly. That may be post-mint damage, but that looks like a die. That's post-mint damage. That's a coin strike. That's raised up. That is a die chip on right on his collar. And then for die clashing, there's a cool die clash where you see Jefferson's eyes right below the steps. I'm going to hold that nickel off to the side. And it's going to be an older nickel, 9/16. Now for the fun part, quarters. Let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got $1.25 in quarters. What we're looking for is on the Philly quarters, looking for all kinds of die chips, errors, doubling. This is Denver. This is Frederick Douglass. National Park quarter system. I've yet to find the die chips in his fingers. Those usually occur in the Philly. This is. There's an eagle feather. There was totally destroyed. 1986. This is a dirty North Carolina State quarter. Now, Block Island. You can find die chips on the building up in here. I've seen pictures. You can usually find a die chip on this part of the wing. I think that's actually, that can't be the wing. That's part of his feathers on his back, I think. And supposedly there's doubling along the feet and up in here, but I had yet to find one. That's because this is a different one. Here we go. We got this is Vermont. I've been looking for die chips on the Philly minute coins on these, and this is a Denver one. I've yet to find one. Gotta be some die chips up in those branches. It's like on a Connecticut. I have such hundreds and hundreds of Connecticut's. Here we got South Carolina. Looking for anything on there. This is a Denver one. No, it's a Philly. Do not see any die clashing. Hopefully I don't get my head in y'all's way. 22. Nothing there. Who do we got here? Anime Wong. I've actually found a die chip here, and I think I found doubling on here. So you get it verified. FEG mounds, and nobody's never found anything on FEG mounds. I keep looking. Somewhere's on here on these trees. There's got to be a die chip. Gotta be. Okay, Bessie Coleman, you can look for what they call increased doubling on the letters, but I do not see it. No die chips on the wings, no strike through underneath. So it is a candidate for that kind of stuff being made in Philly. I'll pick it up in a minute. Here's a nice women men color quarter, which I'll be putting into one of my books at my house. Now, this is this is Denver, I think. Yes. On the Philly ones, in this channel, you can find die chips that run the whole length or partial. I actually have a full run of them. Here's another Eagle back. This is a 92. So you still get a little mushiness in the arrow, top arrow that is, starting to blend in with the bottom two and the next two below it. Rhode Island. I have checked the Philly ones with die chips on the cells. Because it seems like that'd be a good spot for die chips to occur up in that gap. Connecticut. This one, I've been searching for die chips and yeah, I've yet to find one on here. The time I think I see one, then I realize it's part of the coin in the background. And we are looking for, oh, let's talk about this for a second. Let's do the next one on quarters. Here's the Kanaka Ole. Now recently I found a massive die chip that goes right here. It's in the previous video. There's some post-mint damage right there on that A. There. Let's get to this font. If people advertise this, trying to sell coins as this being a C, as in God we trust. It has to do with the font. It does drop down just a little bit, so it's in God we trust. Do not fall for that tactic. Somebody trying to scam you of money of what's not a true mint error. Let's see, where year? Let's do it. Oh, it's Denver. I found on the Philly die chips here and up here. Die chip occurs on the hat. There's one that occurs up in here. I found those. Now, it's supposed to be doubling behind the head, neck area. How you have to find on Denali National Park. I'm wondering if there's any some die chips up in here. Looks like this one there. Is this a Philly or Denver? This is Denver. 1990, another Eagle bat. Now you're going to check it. Wisconsin. There's two varieties. You got a low leaf and a high extra leaf. And this is not either one. This one's also done in Denver. Denver just has better quality control. Here we go, 2024. Who we got here? This is a Philly. Patsy Takamoto Mink. Yeah, we're looking for our die chips. That may be a crack or something. I don't know what the heck that is. It's like hair. That was hair. I got it all. Check everything on her. Check her hair for die chips in it. Check all your letters. Because there are weak spots on all the coins. They're more prone to die chipping than anything else. I got the full set at the house. I'm not worried about keeping those coins. $22. Yeah, die cracker right there. That's more of a true drilling Georgia versus just a die chip in that corner. There are 4 double dies. I found 1 and 2 has to do with the earring. I don't see any doubling on that one. And there's a die break in the beak, but I don't see it. Another Enemy Wong. Denver and God We Trust. That'd be New York. So that's all those. Let me pause this while I do this.